Yeah, it's a controversial take. Spit on my face, spank me if you want, but I'm not gonna take it back. Squid Game Season 3, the final season, was not good. It's nothing that I liked. And the finale itself was pretty abysmal. And I just want to talk about this. Actually, first of all, I want to preface this by saying that I didn't want to talk about this, but it's just I've seen so many people on Twitter and TikTok defending this, with their life, like it's their fucking mom or something in the battlefield, saying that, the season was good, that the season barely had any flaws, and their shield, their infallible point that they've been saying this whole time is that this season shows realism, that it's real, and that you can't say that it's bad because it's real. This is realistic, and they keep saying that. And what I do want to say is, just because something is realistic doesn't make it good. It's in the end, it is it's a story. It's fiction. It's just hoopla, something that is never gonna happen. There's no such thing as Squid Games in real life. It's like the fucking Loch Ness monster. It's like Bigfoot. It's like the story of the man on the moon. Just because a story is realistic doesn't mean that it can get away from any sort of criticism, and there's a lot of it in this season. So I do want to get into some points, some talking points here. I will say that there are some spoilers, so if you haven't watched season 3, just be aware. This is the only spoiler warning I'm giving you. You gone? Okay. So, season 3. Let's talk about it, guys. I'm gonna be honest here with you lads. It is not good. I'll start with the biggest issue, the elephant in the room here, which is the detective subplot. What the fuck is the point of the detective? In season 2, the detective had a big investment from Jihoon to find this island and put the kibosh on this whole thing, on this operation. And also, another thing that the detective had was this subplot with his brother, the front man being his brother, the one who's running the Squid Games. So, the detective, he found the island, and nothing happened. Absolutely fucking nothing. No consequences, no arrests, no deaths, nothing. It's just, I know that something people would say is that if the detective never found the Squid Game Island, the island that they're operating in, then they would keep doing these Squid Games in Korea. And because he found it, they blew it up and they had to go to the US. And to that I say, so fucking what? So they moved it to the US. That's like a very small inconvenience to them. In the end, we're talking about a very big operation here. Something highly illegal, and it's a very bad thing. And like, you'd expect more consequences to come from someone finding that island, especially with how they built the detective to be. They gave him 2 seasons to do something, and he did nothing. He fell flat on everything that he tried to do. He found the island and it exploded, moved to the US. That doesn't do anything. He was a small inconvenience. And even the frontman kind of admitted to that. It's just a small inconvenience if he finds the island. It doesn't fucking matter. And also, about with the frontman, he also did nothing with that. When he did find the frontman, his brother, he saw him for the second time. All he did was scream "why" 3 times, and the frontman didn't even, he gave him his back. He didn't even acknowledge his existence. He's ignoring him. There's nothing that ever came from that interaction between a brother who's a detective and a brother who's a fucking career criminal. So you'd expect something to happen from the detective, from like at the very least, like one of these, subplots, and you get nothing. It just falls flat on both of them, and it sucks. It sucks because I did really like the detective. I liked the idea of what they can do with him, what they could have done with him. But unfortunately, season 3 didn't do anything with him. They just kind of fucking slapped him in his face. They shit in his mouth. They didn't do anything with the detective there. And that's one criticism. Now, something else that I had an issue with are the characters in this season. They are so one-dimensional. The characters there are only there to show that they are evil. At least in the finale. So, in the finale, the last 3 episodes, the characters, most of them are just there to show that they are evil. Especially the fucking VIPs. They are cartoonishly evil. You guys know him from the Powerpuff Girls? They're basically that guy. They are just fucking evil for the sake of being evil. They're there to show that the Squid Games is bad. And I swear I'm not even joking when I say this. the way that they show that the that the VIPs are evil is by having one of them say, "I bet on the baby," and the other saying, "Let's kill the baby." Or most of them saying, "How about we kill the baby?" Or like considering killing the baby, the player two's baby, and having the baby, be a contestant in the game. That's the way that they're showing that the VIPs are evil. And like, why they exist only there? They're only there to be evil. It's they don't even like build anything with them. They just exist for the sake of existing. It's like, why do you have these characters that do absolutely fuck all for the plot? And then, getting into other characters who are there just one-dimensional characters for the sake of being evil, or not necessarily for the sake of being evil, but only there to play one role, are the players, the contestants in the Air Squid Game and the Air Squid Game. These guys are only there to antagonize Jihan and the baby. They don't even try to build on their characters on the previous episodes. They don't really show us much of them. They only exist for that sole purpose. And I don't really mind that, but it's I wish they could have done something with them at the very least. Give us a reason for you to show why you guys are that desperate. The only reason I kind of heard is that one of the contestants said that they have a baby at home or whatever. Everyone else is just there to be fucking evil, except for Player 100. I know that he's there to kind of instigate this whole thing, but other than him, Jihan and the baby, everyone else is just there to fucking antagonize Jihan, and it's crazy. And I just remembered that there is one more character that I forgot about, which is, I think his name is Minsu, the drug addict. So he is there just as a fucking drug addict. Last season he was a coward. This time he's a coward, but he's addicted to fucking Fent. Why? Why are you wasting these characters that he could have done so much with? And speaking of wasted potential, the fucking frontman. Oh my god, I just remembered him. The frontman. This guy in season 2, and this is kind of nitpicky. I like the frontman in season 2, so this is why I'm talking about him. In season 2, they kind of built on his humanitarian side, showing that he has this side with humanity, cheering on the other Squid Game contestants, helping them and stuff like that. But then in season 3, they don't do anything with that. They don't even show a glimmer of hope that he might have a heart. Why even show us that in season 2? Why not really dive deep into his act of him being cold? Why show us that he has a heart, empathy for these other characters? What's the point, right? But now I do want to get into the things that I did like about the season, because although I know I've been shitting on it a lot, and I'm kind of starting to feel bad, there are some good things that happened this season. And the number one thing that I enjoyed about this season was the North Korean lady, the Squid Game soldier. Her entire story was absolutely amazing. It was cinema. I loved it. I liked her character arc. I liked how she was, she had this motivation to save player 246's life in order for him to get back to his child. And I liked her. She was really good. She was done well. Her ending was nice. It put a smile on my face. I liked that she reunited with her, boy. It's nice. I liked it. So that's one thing that I liked about the season. Something else that I did like about the season as well was Jihan's character finale, or character ending, the end of his arc. So Jihan, in the end, he sacrifices himself for the kid. He symbolizes hope, him and this child. So instead of throwing the child off and winning the Squid Game, he throws himself off and has the child, when showing that he's not a pawn for the frontman or anyone else to, kind of have him play, right, or play him. And this goes to show that Squid Game, the writers, they are capable of writing good character arcs. So what the hell was that third season where 90% of the characters didn't really mean shit? At the very least, you guys could have kept some of the good players, the morally good players, until the very end, and kind of have it be this bout between them or something like that. But it was a flop. it was pretty much a flop. Other than, these two things that happened this season, there isn't really much that was good. Jihoon's death was good. I more than good. It was great. I liked the symbolism behind it. I liked how they did it. Its execution was good, and I also liked, the North Korean soldiers story. It was also great. I liked, the motivation that she had, and the ending as well. Again, it put a smile on my face. Other than that, this season was just a disaster, especially towards the very end. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about.